let's look at the lower right block and let's see what's going on. Let's go ahead and just kind of do a visual analysis of this thing. I think right off the bat, I noticed that the heads of these bolts are up a little high. In fact, if I turn this, now look at that, it barely goes into this bottom board. Barely goes in. So I might want to fix that. Oh, and while we're over here, remember this thing right here is square, isn't it? That's got a square, and we've got a fillet going on here again, don't we? So we're going to get rid of that fillet as well. And then let's go ahead and take a look at our section analysis tool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on this side here. I'm going to go to section view and let's just drag it on back and see what's going on there. Yeah, definitely we were too high here. So looks like that's a counter bore. So we're going to have to drop that some. We've got a good, these pins right here should be a press fit. So really, I know there's a little interference there, but that's okay. That should be a press fit. So I think that's okay. If we keep on backing up, we'll see that we've got the same thing going on here with this. And if we look here, though, at this pin in particular, there's not a whole lot of interference there. So we may want to take a look and change that pinhole, because that right now, there really is no interference there. So that's not really doing much as far as holding it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the section view because I don't need it. I kind of know what I'm doing. Now, to get back in here to edit this lower right block, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find LR. And I'm just going to double click it. What that'll do is take me back into the assembly, or excuse me, out of the assembly and into the part studio. And then I can expand that lower right corner block. So I'm going to take a look at that. That'll expose all of the sketches and everything like that. So I know right up here, this hole in particular was causing some problems. If I want to get a better look at that, I can actually turn the visibility of this lever off. And likewise, I could just simply come over here to the browser area and figure out what's going on. So if I just kind of hover over it, it looks like the 0.248 there. Let's do some analysis here. This hole looked pretty good. So let's use our measuring tool down here, right here. And let's see what that hole is. So I just click it in, and I'm going to go up here and click on the diameter of it. And it tells me that hole is 0.197. So it's about 4 millimeters. So you know what I'm going to do? Now that I know that, I'm going to escape out of everything. And I'm going to find that other hole. So it's right up here, right? The 0.248. I'm going to right click on that and edit it. And I tell you what, instead of 0.248, I know that it's 4 millimeters, so I could type in 4 mm. And when I do that, it edits that hole on the spot, and we're good. We can check mark. So there's one fix. There's one fix right off the bat. Now, one that was pretty glaring, right? While we're talking about the holes in this, let's go ahead and fix these counter bores, right? The head of that thing is just not deep enough. But I tell you what, when we look up here at its cousin, the upper left block, that actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks, in fact, great. So what we could do is we could actually get a measurement on that. We could say, all right, well, here's a counter bore up here that's open for some reason. So let's take our measurement tool again. Let's zoom in down here. Let's get that right there. And we'll click it in. And we're just going to say, all right, well, let's click this top circle. And let's click this bottom circle of the bore. And it tells us the distance is right here, 0.165. So it sounds like if we come over here and we find these holes in the sketches. So I'll bet you, yep, that looks like it right there. So right there, I'm going to right click and edit that. And remember, we don't have to change everything. Everything else was kind of good. Depth of that is only at 0.05. That's definitely a problem. Let's change it to 0.165. Press enter. And you notice it got deeper there. And let's click this green check mark. Now we need to see some of those changes. So let's go ahead and click on the assembly tab. Let's do that. And look at that. That looks a whole lot better now. These have recessed down in there like they're supposed to. Really, we've just got one change left to make, right? We've got this fillet in here and we need to get rid of that fillet. So again, I could simply, if I wanted to, just go back to Part Studio. And here I am on that lower right corner block. And what I need to do is find that fillet. It looks like right here is fillet 2. So what I'm going to do is just right click on it and delete it. And now that I've done that, I made this square so it's going to fit well over there. Now when we did that, it looked like they filleted everything at once. So we're going to have to put a fillet back in right here because this slider block is filleted. So I don't know what that measurement is, but I bet we could go down here to our measure tool again and we could kind of find out. Yeah, it says a radius of 0.25. So let's do that. Let's come in here. Let's choose our fillet tool up here. So fillet. And we'll just click on that particular edge. And let's make it a radius of 0.25. Press enter. And now that should fit. And the other side is square just like it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and click that green check mark. Let's go out to our assembly. And let's see what we've got. Looking good there and looking good there.